Hi, my name's Joanie Eisinger. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who know the drill, have a glass of water by you in case I channel that you are to have a sip of water to flush negative energies through the physical body. You can find me at jonieswhitelightehealing.com, and that's where you'll find out all the information about how I became able to do healings and readings. Okay, so I asked Spirit what I am to be talking about today, what's going to be coming through me, and what I got was wish fulfillment. So I knew that that wasn't something that Joanie would say because I never used that term. That I knew was definitely a pure channel from the other side. So with wish fulfillment, before we start talking about that, I'd like to say that there's no timestamp on this video, that the information that comes through is for your viewing pleasure whenever you click on this. So despite it being January 26th, 2020, you might click on this tomorrow or at a later date, and that's when Spirit knows that you will be watching the video. If it doesn't resonate, put it on a shelf because the information might be understood at a later date. Okay, so this wish fulfillment. I think that Spirit wants me to go in regarding hopes and dreams and manifesting what we desire. Joanie, I put myself aside. I somehow move my spirit over and I bring in whatever's meant for you all. So I don't have any expectations on what this is about. All I know is that this is about wish fulfillment, and then I take it from there. So I'm going to go in and see what this is all about for y'all. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing is, so now this does have to do with our creating, our manifesting in Earth School. Thought creates form. I don't know how many of you know about this, but I'm going to educate as if y'all don't know. So there is the law of attraction, which is a spiritual universal law, which means that we can energetically create something into form from vibration. So with thoughts and speech and actions, if it is for our highest good, we can actually manifest real life things and events and people coming in and out and things to take place. So the first thing that I got is that there are people saying, make this happen, make this happen. Yeah, I want this. There's a lot of demanding. So there are a lot of people that are furious. They're very, very angry at Spirit, God, Source, Creator, whatever you want to call this infinite intelligence that is we. And they are in such an angry state, demanding that the accumulated wealth was received yesterday, or that the person that they had to meet for some type of a relationship, whether it be work, pleasure, love, family, anything, that they were to be delivered yesterday. So for those of you who are in this panic mode, this anger mode, it's time to get real regarding this process. Spirit has a way of delivering. Okay, so this isn't about it's my way or the highway, or it's on my terms. It's not just you. It's all of us. We're all in this together. So you might have your own specific plan, your dreams, your desires, but the person next to you and the one over there and there and there and the ones that you don't know, we all have our own respective ideas about what we would like to have, to know, to be, to see, to feel. So sorry to burst your bubble if that's where you were coming from, but it's not all about you, that it takes more. It takes a village. It takes more than just one soul to make a creation. There are many ducks that have to be put in a row. There are events, there are people, there are situations that have to fall into place. Now, with that being said, not only do we have this village, this community, this collective that affects manifesting, but we also have things being set up in a divine right order. So things have to be placed just so if it's for your highest good. Then we have your highest good. So you might be wanting that red Corvette, but maybe it's the white Jetta that you get. So does that mean that you weren't worthy of that red Corvette? Not necessarily. What happens if there was going to be a recall and that white Jetta was exactly what you needed right then? It was the wheels that you needed. Brand new car, let's say they were both going to be brand new cars. You get the brand new car with the wheels, gorgeous, gorgeous, but for whatever reason, the red Corvette was not meant for you at that time. So that we have to take that into consideration. Then we also have fear and doubt. If you fear that you will not be receiving what you are intending, what you desire, you've blocked it. If you doubt that it's possible, you've blocked it. There are many reasons why Spirit has not offered you today what you are looking for. So again, let's get realistic about this. This law of attraction. So there are certain things that are in your control, but there are other things that aren't. So the demanders out there that I'm speaking to, you can rest. You can readjust your framework, your idea about this whole concept of I want it when I want it when I want it. Just take a breather on this. You need to do a little bit more research about manifestation, about creating in your reality. I do want to say more about this. There are people who were brought up religiously. They have a very strong faith, a religious background, which would dictate that this ain't okay, that this is witchcraft, that this is negative, that you ask God, you let it go, or you don't even ask God, you stay humble, and you just, whatever is brought to you is good. And that is beautiful. I don't negate religion. I don't diss it. It has its place. It is part of this movie. It's part of the story. I am coming from a place of unity consciousness. I am not coming from a religious background. So the things that I might share might not resonate with those that are brought up religiously. So I do also talk about miracles and asking for them. Those that come from a religious background would not, well, some would not find that attractive, an idea. You might have been brought up, those of you who have a religious bend, that one would not do that. That is escaping humility, and that is not to ask for. So with that being said, the demanding of the universe is a block, and you might actually get pushback. So the more you demand, you might actually delay something coming in if it is for your highest good. I suggest you sit back, let it go, watch things unfold, take a breather. Now, regarding things that are necessities, food, clothing, shelter, safety, Spirit knows what you need. Spirit knows us intimately. You have not been forsaken. If something isn't coming in soon enough, there is some good reason for it. There is always a good reason for everything. Do what is in your control and let the rest go. That's the serenity prayer. Look that up if you're not familiar with it. I highly suggest that you utilize the serenity prayer when you find yourself at a crossroads or in a jam, a panic, despair, not knowing what to do. So again, with that, I highly suggest that you take a break and that you take a look at what you're asking for, because the pushing does not resonate with the universe. To rest and to let the universe take over regarding what you truly need, to have faith, very important. What is in your control? You would know that. I don't know what's in your control regarding the basics for survival. That's for you. You take the steps towards and then ask for miracles. Spirit knows what you need. This could be karma. It's possible that you're struggling because you were struggling in another lifetime and you went to your passing with unforgiveness towards self and other, and now you chose before coming in pre-birth planning, to struggle again. It might be that in another lifetime that you had other people struggle by your hand, by your devices, and now you're learning by opposites via karma, and now you're the struggler. Let's get rid of some karma here. okay? Doesn't mean that we are negating what happened in your respective pasts regarding struggling, regarding the food, clothing, shelter, and not having your necessities met today. It means that we're releasing the energy around it that holds you back. And the reason why the energy is there, the underrated F word, forgiveness. There's unforgiveness, unforgiveness that you have, and we will release this via forgiveness work. Okay. So for those of you that can relate and those of you who want to hop on board in case there might be any karma that you might feel you have regarding this. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, we ball up all the lifetimes where food, clothing, shelter, basic necessities, struggling, not having your needs met, not having things secured, where you have struggled, where you forced others to struggle, where karma was incurred, where for today there is despair, frenzy, frantic, loss of faith, and you are not having the basic needs met. And you say inside, I forgive myself. And some of you are so sad as a result of this that you are pining to be free, that you don't want to be here, that there's so much suffering. But hang in there, okay? Let's get through this. Just hang in there. I feel this. I feel the sadness in the throat. I feel heart chakra sadness, and I feel the throat. I feel that cry, that weep there. So I feel what you are feeling. Next step, forgive everyone and everything. You join a whole bunch. There's a multitude of you. There's a massive clearing going on of energy. Hallelujah. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. Thank God for these life lessons. And when I say God, I mean Spirit, Source, the I Am, the collective creator that is all of us. Have a sip of water. This takes time. I see that this repair will take at least a month. So we're at the end of January. I feel by March 4, I feel this will be done. Give or take a few days, front or back, forwards or backwards from March 4. This is huge. So there are many of you that have put your foot down and said, no, I don't want to deal with this. I'm done. And you're exhausted and you're running from the scene. That's what I get, that a lot of you have given up hope. So with this clearing, hang in there. I believe that there's a multitude of energy that's coming your way. Some of you, I feel like, go to the bank, and some of you take out stocks from investing. I'm just channeling, so I'm just getting that. That's as a result of this healing. Okay, I'm going to go back in regarding wish fulfillment. Some of you are not imagining enough. Some of you are not taking the steps necessary to make your dreams come true. So how did I get that? If any of you are curious, how did she get that? They didn't give me that word for word. I saw a person donning a hat. It's like a top hat and going out on the town. It looked like a man. He was in a tux and he had one of those white scarves on, one of those nice black top hats, and looks really neat. And he's going out on the town. And so I went in and I asked, well, what's that about? And it's thinking big, thinking huge, thinking luxury, thinking more. And a lot of you have kept yourselves limited in your thinking, and Spirit wants you to expand, to consider more, to consider your environment around you. Is it possible that you could imagine being in a larger space if you feel limited, or going out on the town if you have a limited budget? Can you imagine wearing jewelry if you don't have any and you want the jewelry? It's time to express your needs to Spirit. It's time. It's about time, they say. It's time. And there's the little bit of humor, because there is no such thing as time. That's an illusion. Stay in the now, stay in the moment. You could do this any moment. Just imagine big. We're not talking this is piggy, folks. We all have the birthright for joy and passion and things and fun and riches and glory. It's not dirty. It's part of the oneness. Gold and riches and luxury, having our needs met, having fun, having love, a pet, a home, a car, vacation, something glorious that would make your heart and your mind full. That's all for us. We all have this ability to create and make more. So Spirit is saying, hey, where have you been? Where have you been? We've been waiting for you. What's up? What's up? Do you need to write a list? Do you need to make a vision board? Do you need to journal it? Do you need to talk into a mic and get it all out? All the things that you'd like. You're not being selfish. You're being self-ish. If you look up the suffix ish, I-S-H, it's about. It has to do with the root. Selfish, about self. Yes. When's the last time that you focused on yourself? What do you want? What do you desire? What do you need? It's about time. Spirit says, hey, write it down. Talk to us. We're listening. We know. We see you. It's about time. Going back in regarding wish fulfillment. Get to know yourself. What do you need versus what do you want? So there's a difference. If you're a parent, you've heard your child say, I need this. Get this for me. I need it. I need it. And many of you parents say, is it a need or is it a want? Well, there are many grown adults that haven't figured this out. God bless. It's time now. You can start today. Discern your needs from your desires. Get that straight. So if you're demanding a want, the universe, first of all, doesn't respond well to demands. But if you're requesting something that you need, I need it, but it's something that you really want, Spirit might not be delivering that because you haven't discerned the difference. Get that straight. This isn't that the universe does smackdown. There are a lot of lessons in wish fulfillment and manifesting what you desire. So if you're saying, I need this, I want this, but I take that back. Not I want, I need. But it's really a desire. The universe is going to say, you're all bollocksed up. You got to get that right first. Now, we've got the converse. We have the very humble one that's not focusing on self. That says, I really want this, but they need it desperately. The universe could possibly hold back so you can get up the nerve to say, I need it. And that is a coup. That is a total win. And you might find shortly after you go from this humble, I want it, when you need it desperately, to, I need this, you will find it's right there on your lap. Sometimes there are those that are so humble and they never get to that point of I need. And then the miracle happens and they're brought in what they need. Their faith is it really shoots up after the miracle is delivered. But I do believe that there are many souls that are at such a humble pie place where they are not focusing on self, that they just stay in a pit of misery, and that they stay in a very low level vibration where their needs aren't met because they haven't asked, please, I need this, I deserve this, I want this, and I need this. Thank you. Get your needs and your wants in order, be clear, and for those humble pie folks, you are worth diamonds and rubies. You're worth everything. You can ask for these things. And for those of you that are demanding from the universe and saying, I need this because you're being piggy, the universe might do one of those pushback smackdowns, not out of punishment. It's a correction where get that in check, pull back, and know the difference. And then you might find that something is delivered to you if it's for your highest good. Going back in again, folks, let's see what's more regarding wish fulfillment. If you are desiring something out of envy and jealousy, chances are you will not receive it. Who's jealous? Who's envious? Raise your hand. If you meet the criteria and you found that you aren't getting something that you want, it could be because you've stepped onto another person's path, that you're taking their inventory. Spirit don't like that. That's an earth school lesson. Jealousy and envy and possible competition, they just don't work out. If you can get your blinders on and focus on your path and who you are, that's of utmost importance. What is for you to do here? These are the competitive, jealous, envious ones. You are to ask yourself, what am I missing? What am I longing for? What inside isn't filled? What can I do to fill the hole or holes? If you need therapy, fantastic. I recommend going by word of mouth. Self-help books, self-help groups, journaling, meditation, chatting with friends, ones you trust. Work on what makes you unhappy about yourself, where you feel the need to be like another, compete with another, have what others have. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own energetic imprint. They have their own history from all their respective lifetimes combined. So you see them here, but they're playing elsewhere in all these other lifetimes, as you are here and you're playing elsewhere in other lifetimes. You come together with this accumulation of experiences, which is separate and different from another. Everyone has their own story. So it's like an apples and oranges with everyone. We might have crossover similarities like a Venn diagram. So for those of you who don't remember the Venn diagram, that's VENN. That's where those two circles are separate. And then you might find where they overlap. There's that shape right in between where there's an overlap. We might have some overlap with some and more overlap with others, but we're still two different entities here. So it makes no sense to be comparing. Rather than the envy and the jealousy and competition, if there's something that another has that you desire, you can ask yourself, well, how do they do that? What's their secret? I'm going to check in and I'll admire, and I might even ask them how they got to that place, rather than go the more negative route, the lower vibration route of having a jealousy, an envy, or even like running side by side to catch up and do or have and have what they do. Fill your holes first. That assists with wish fulfillment. When you're steady and balanced and whole, and it doesn't matter what other people are doing and having and saying and believing, then you're in a clearer track for manifesting what is for your highest good. Okay, I'm going in again. Believe and trust your abilities. Believe that you are strong. Believe that you are able to do this. Have faith that you are hardwired a certain way. You're a spiritual being having a human experience here. This is a third dimensional reality where you're a spirit shoved down into a physical vessel. And it's quite amazing here. We normally don't put ourselves in a body where there's also time, past, present, future, where there are physical objects around. We normally are light, and we travel through dimensions and realms, and we manifest on demand. And there is an understanding that we are all part of the oneness, that all is one. So when the veil comes over us when we're born, we oftentimes lose faith and hope that all is well, and we forget. We forget what our abilities are regarding creating. I would say that the most important thing that one could remember is that everything happens in the present or the now. That's where you're the most powerful. So if you're stuck in the past or you're worried about the future and you're not centered and balanced in the now, you're going to have great difficulty finding yourself traversing through this earth school, having your needs met, having your desires met, your wants and your needs met, because you're going to be doing the hindsight is 2020, or what do I do next in order to, and the now, where all the power is, it just always fleets. It's always gone. It's always disappearing. Try and stay present centered and know that all is well. I highly suggest reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That's Eckhart, and the last name is Tolle. Mind blow of a book. I had to read paragraphs over and over again. I am convinced that he was channeling this material, and it really assisted me greatly regarding being present-centered. I'm going to see if there's more that needs to be done. I know that there's a healing that I'll do at the end, but I'm just going to see if there's anything more to bring in regarding wish fulfillment for those of you watching. Take your time. There's no recipe for this. There's no time allowance for creating something. Like, oh, I got to do this. I'm going to start this now, and I'm going to write down my manifestation list, and I'll look at it every day, and then I'll do a vision board. And at the end of every month, I'll check out the pictures, and I'll see whether I need to swap them out. By the 3rd month mark, I should have done it, and it should be there. There's no time allowance to put towards this. Every person is different. Everyone has their own way that they roll. Some people are slower and they're the surfer dude, surfer babe type, and others are chop chop. I am a New Yorker. I'm from Long Island, and I do the everything in a New York minute. That's the way I roll. But when it comes to this topic, I am quite paced. I'm mindful and I'm deliberate. And I think about things and I say things and I take steps towards, but I don't do the rush like, okay, I got to go to the store, then I'm going to go here, then I'm going to do that, do. That's outside of the wish fulfillment. I don't rush, but I am more fast-paced than I believe others are. Again, regarding manifesting what you desire, there is no time that you put towards this. You can put a desired time. I would like for this to happen. I would like for that to happen in a year. I would like this now. But once you hang your hat on it and you say it must happen now or at a certain date, once you put a must and you dictate and you push the river and you don't let it flow, it's going to jam back at you like the dike that overflows. Won't work very well. Therefore, you could imagine that you're taking steps towards something happening. You can envision a certain month. You can envision whatever you want. Spirit will deliver, if it is for your highest good, when it is meant to happen. The time part, the when, we leave out of the equation. We don't put an expectation date. Again, I'm going to be more specific. I'm sure there are purists out there that are going to disagree with me. You could pull out your calendar. You could say that there's a certain amount of a certain date where you want something to happen. If it's for your highest good, it would happen. But I would say to y'all out there, I would not put an expectation. If Spirit gives it to you by that date or before or after, that is a pisser if I've ever heard one. Just leave the expectation out of it. Okay, what I'd like to do now is a healing. I'd like to do a healing for the collective regarding wish fulfillment. I know that there are many of you that cry, many of you that are frustrated, many of you that are not clear regarding manifesting what you desire. So we're going to do this together. I'm going to facilitate it, but we're all in this together. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, for the collective, for those that wish to have a healing regarding wish fulfillment. Those of you who've been struggling, those of you who've demanded and don't know how to pull back yet. those of you who are despairing, who've lost faith, those of you who have difficulty discerning between their wants and their needs, those of you who manifest what you don't want, and anything not mentioned that would be karmic regarding wish fulfillment. We ball them all up and you say inside, I forgive myself. You might have blamed yourself here in another lifetime regarding any of what was just aforementioned. Forgive everyone and everything. I felt a communal breath. It was unbelievable. It was a fantastic. And I see love. I see a lot of love. Y'all are beaming. It feels so good. Precious. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. Thank God for these life lessons. So, what Spirit wants is for those of you who put lemon in your water, enjoy that. It's very helpful. Sit back and enjoy this feeling. Some of you, your mind is thinking about certain things right now. You're really going in. You've got this idea. Some of you now just got this idea. Ping! Bing! Like the light bulb just went off. Some of you are enjoying this. There's a feeling that you feel. I feel like it's in your heart. Some it's your neck, and some of you it's your entire torso. It was a grand breath. There was a lot of suffering that was removed. I see people understanding. I see people moving and doing and creating, being more authentic, being clearer. So Apostle Paul is here, and I see Mary. I see Judah. I see a prince in a robe, and he is so mighty, and he exhales. He takes your breath. He moves things away that doesn't belong. He puts in beautiful items of glory for you to take a look at and consider. I know there's a lot of metaphor. And I see a meadow. I see this grand terrain, and there's an entrance into the unknown, and many people are going through this beautiful door, and there's hope. And there's an understanding people have. Many people are learning right now that as a result of this clearing, they're at a new vibration, and hope is part of this. People were lost, and some people feel like they're hanging on to something better. They have a belief in something, a new found belief in something. There's a renewal of spirit for many of you. Watch miracles take place. Some of you will have newfound knowledge. You will understand this immediately. You will have a lot of information come in, and some of you, I see banking gets better. I see your understanding of money comes in and investing. I see a lot of pureness of spirit, of your spirits. Someone's dog is there sitting and wondering what you're doing. And I feel like someone's heart is racing. Someone feels breathless, like there's hope that's entering, like they're all excited. So, wow. I love doing these videos. So with that being said, sip water between now and when you go to sleep. It'll help flush any negative energies through the physical body. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon, and where it says all, if you click on that, you'll get the notifications all the time when I put out videos. Please like this video and share it with others. Comment if you are so moved. I'd love to hear from you. I love when people give feedback. It's validation. And someone dared me, and you know who you are, dared me to say this, and I will. I mean, it wasn't a dare. I call it a dare now because I think it's kind of big, but for those of you who are listening afterwards, you might go, that was nothing. So I want to share this. It has to do with spirit and spirit nudging us where we follow our guidance. So I've been saying this for a very long time, but I'm going to start saying this, I think, at the end of every video. If spirit in some way says, bake the blueberry pie, and you don't know why, just bake the fucking pie, okay? You don't have to know what it's about, just bake the fucking pie, okay? So that's the way it works. When you get pushed along to do something and you're not sure where you're going, you follow your spirit guidance. You follow your higher self. You follow the ones that are working with you, and you just go with it. So I say to you, I'll sign off. Bake the fucking pie. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again. Bye, y'all.